are balancing it with a male here so that, you know, मैं सुबह भी बता रही थी किसी को कि ma'am, women, I think during the lunch, I said, ma'am, ladies first. I said, no, together we will achieve more things. Sir, it is not ladies first. Together we will achieve more things, and हम साथ साथ चलेंगे तो ही. That is a very good particular thing. Though, but we are talking about women empowerment and women in tourism and how women actually play a very key role in the tourism industry. So that's very interesting. Even in the startup pitches, I found 3 to 4 girls who came up with very innovative ideas, which is a very, very positive sign that we are actually, going together, competing with all the things. So taking this particular stand further, I would like to start with ma'am, because Ayodhya and INTACH, right ma'am? So that's something very nice what we were seeing the heritage walk and how we are trying to talk about it. So can you just talk about one particular activity which is more futuristic for INTACH to do at Ayodhya? More futuristic. अभी जो heritage walks हम कर रहे हैं उसके आगे, जैसे मैंने अभी सर से पूछा, सर आगे आपके घर में, बोलते घर में जगह नहीं है, so futuristic है sir, because we are looking at accommodation facilities, that is a futuristic. So how INTACH can collaborate in a futuristic way to enhance heritage and culture of Ayodhya?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the insight and also for giving opportunity to INTACH to deliver on this. So when we talk about INTACH, basically we are talking about the heritage. And when we talk about the heritage, we are talking about the resources which we can encash even in tourism. So if we talk about Ayodhya and INTACH and the resources, that is our heritage, there are plenty. When we talk about the natural heritage, we are having a beautiful bird sanctuary coming up, where a number of migratory birds to come. We are having some animals, aquatic animals, like Ganges dolphins. We are having a beautiful Saryu river. So when you talk about this natural heritage, yes, if we talk about the futuristic thing, the cruises are coming up. When you're talking about the futuristic thing, the bird sanctuary that is there, we are developing that bird sanctuary. We are inviting more migratory birds from all parts of the world to come and making it a beautiful tourist destination where a number of people are finding livelihoods also over there by putting up their own carts and stalls and shops. When we are talking about the architectural heritage, it is immense. We will be finding over here Indo-Islamic architecture. We find all the British architecture over here. We find architecture which dates back to the Vikram era. So in architecture, we have plenty. We are having 108 kunds in Ayodhya. Sorry, we are very used to calling it Faizabad. So 108 kunds which had been designed very scientifically. And so we are into renovation and seeing to it that those kunds are brought back to its grandeur that it was. So these places are also going to serve as beautiful places for tourism, and it's going to definitely attract a lot of footfall. When we talk about the architectural heritage, we also see that there are more than 150 temples over there. Of course, Ram Janambhoomi is kind of now attracting everyone to this place itself. But besides that also, there are more than 150 temples around which so much of livelihood can be developed. So many tourist opportunities can be developed. This is a place not only for Hindus. This is a place where we have Mani Parvat, where Lord Buddha had spent one whole season over here. This is a place which is very reverent for the Muslims also. Here we have the grave of Noah, who's considered to be the first man in the world. This is a place where we had 5 Jain Tirthankaras living. This is a place where for even the Swami Narayan sect, the Swami Narayanji himself was born in Chapia. So this is a place where if we encash properly, we are going to attract tourists from all the religions also. When we talk about the material heritage or even the living heritage, we have a number of melas that we have. There are fairs and festivals like Sawan Mela, like Bharat Kund Mela. So that also, if we develop properly, we are going to have a lot of tourism over here. So, and for crafts, you just step out, you'll see stalls of sarpat, you'll see stalls of chalk, you'll see stalls of jute. So these are also some of the crafts that we are working on, and we are spreading it all over the world, and we are getting orders also. So these are also going to be indigenous craft which we can promote through the tourism.
Thank you so much for the insightful things. That the most important thing which we need to talk about is, ma'am gave a very good, again, a job opportunity for a cruise tourism in Sarangi. That's a very, very important. Nauka Vihar and cruise tourism. In Andhra Pradesh, we have boating licenses given to all the entrepreneurs so that you can come and invest in boating and do this. So this is a very insightful that, but ma'am, how many women can come into these kind of things?
Lot of women can already, lot of women have already come into it, and many of them are going to come into that. Like for example, like I just told you about some of the startups like the Sarpat, it's fully being manned by women.
That's very good, ma'am.
From manufacturing to to the sale, marketing.
Now to make the balance, Rajiv ji. So what strategies can tourism educators and institutions can implement to encourage women to come into tourism?
Good evening, everyone. Before going ahead with strategies, I just like to bring to your notice what I had seen. For example, 3 years back, I had taken my students 2 years back, Statue of Unity in near Vadodara. Okay. And over there, we were pleasantly surprised to see e-rickshaws and pink e-rickshaws driven by women. So it was actually engagement of the local women in that area who have been incorporated, and the sustainability tourism you could see there where women empowerment also was seen. So locals were trained, and I think if I am not wrong, there were 40 e-rickshaws were there, and all driven by ladies. Okay, that was something which we saw and learned. Another example I would like to, if I am talking about Goa, in Goa we have, in 2014 we had started by tourism department pink taxis, where the ladies, the drivers, and they are also trained as a guide, also in self-defense, and they had, the locals, they had idea about the whole of Goa, and that the program is still on. Also, Goa has its some differences. We already have a girl who has been pursuing adventure activities, off-trail adventures, and she has been organizing, apart from Goa, outside Goa also. Well, no, she is a trained mountaineer also. And now, looking at there are basic, I mean, you can talk about education and strategies bringing in, but I would like to just highlight what is the main issue which we as a society has been facing with respect to women empowerment, because we are talking about education and women empowerment. So I would like to talk about fundamental issue, which I think many of you are aware. The strategies, anyway, you can find a lot. Is when you talk about education, where does education start from? It doesn't start from college, it doesn't start from school, it doesn't start from pre-primary school, it starts from home. So, and that is where I think it is, I always say the most challenging role of, for anyone today is to be a responsible parent. I think that is where women empowerment, discrimination, it starts from there. And if you have a family which looks after responsible parents, then obviously these issues will be less. So when we talk about education, it is not only about formal education and getting degree, it's also about this basic value, no discrimination. All these things should come into picture. Okay, and I think these are the basic things which one must consider. Strategies today, I think if education comes into picture because of the open source network and availability of the network thanks to the government of India and Geo also, available network everywhere. People, girls, everyone are today in a position to start business. Many of my students, they have started their own businesses in Goa, and some of them are supplying to Amazon. Okay, so they have become on their own entrepreneurs, and also they are donning different hats. Yeah, thank you.
Very thoughtful, sir, to talk about. Yesterday I was my opening statement said Matru Devo Bhava. Then I concluded with Atiti Devo Bhava. So it summed up everything that mother is the first important aspect, and then it comes to the tourist part of it. Ma'am, the next to Supriya, ma'am. So, how can educational institutions integrate entrepreneurship and M&A?
Uh, See, educational institutions, there is no doubt that they play a very important role, but we have to accept that institutions, specifically after 10th or 12th, they are entering to colleges for their career. It is not a laboratory that 2 or 3 students will enter to incubation center and they will become entrepreneur. For educational institute, it may be government colleges or private colleges and university. First, they have to cross that kind of a stigma that incubation and education, entrepreneur sale is not to, only to show in their website and their brochure, number one. So they have to cross that kind of limitation that we have one incubation center, we have one entrepreneurship sale, and that is only for showing in NAC committee and the university inspection when it is going on. So number of time I have seen that there are number of colleges in, I will set the example of West Bengal. Number of colleges are there. Only 2 or 3 days before the university inspection and NAC visit and all, they're somehow managing a room to make it a incubation cell, and they're just showing it off. That kind of practice is very wrong. Number one, if the college or the university is going for any kind of collaboration, they have to be very, very specific on what they want to do. It's very important because we are getting, for graduation students, we are getting only 3 years. They are focused in their own career. For masters, we are getting only 2 years. It's not a very long time we are getting to shape up their career. So, and they are following the university curriculum, which is not so easy. Okay, so we have lots of hurdles we have to cover, like maybe semester examination, or then your assignments and everything. So it is the responsibility of the educational institute to be very, very focused first, what they exactly want to do. In my class, suppose 2 or 3 students, they are coming with a different kind of idea. So normally the other faculties or the teachers, they encourage them, it's a good idea. But my job is not to say it's a good idea. My job is to connect with the particular person who is in our college taking care of, helping the budding entrepreneur. So that bridge the educational institution and specifically the faculty will do. Mentoring very important, because I will give one example. Few years, I think 7-8 years back, one of my student, I was in Durgapur that time, the same institution. One of my student, he came to me and said, "Ma'am, I do not want to register myself for placement, final placement." I said, "Why?" "Nah, I want to start my own." Okay, no, fine. You start your own, do not get listed in like other normal students. Then after 2 or 3 weeks, suddenly he came to college with his parents, and his parents started saying that, "I do not know what kind of education." They were asking me, or they was just blaming me in such a way that, "I do not know what kind of education you have given to my son. He wants to start his own business. Now he's asking for money, and maybe he will ask me for my ornaments to give it as a mortgage. And please, you make him understand that is not a good option." Then I said that, "How many sons you have? Only one, na? You just have trust on him. Just let him follow his own ideas." Okay. Now, then she said that, "Who is going to get the guarantee that he will do good. I said, I cannot give 100% guarantee, but I know that he will do good. And now today, he is one of the best travel, service provider in Bengal. Not only that, he is a regular recruiter in our college. So that is very, very important to have trust on your children, trust on your students. Okay, so sometimes they are clueless, sometimes they are idealess. So it is our responsibility to hold their hand. That much we can do.
That was very thoughtful, ma'am. Yes, we should have trust in our own kids and their vision, mission, and objectives so that, to go ahead. Now, coming to the industry perspective, Soumya, how do you think that now you heard an industry, academic perspective and you have an organizational perspective at the industry level? What challenges did you face as a woman when you entered into the tourism and hospitality industry?
Okay, so as Sir rightly said that education begins at home. So I was lucky enough that I have never faced any sort of discrimination from my family side. I've never faced it at my educational institute, and I am one of those lucky persons that I am not facing it at my office also. I would say it is the other way around when we are asked to talk to agents or something. It is always like, you are a girl, you can talk to him. He'll not shout or he'll not say foul words when it is not the same for the boys, because the tone changes while the other person is talking to a girl when compared to a boy. So I think that is the other way around. But in terms of discrimination or any sort of those things, I am lucky enough that I haven't faced any of that at my workplace. I have always been pushed to work to work towards the limits, pushing my limits, always supporting. I have always got the support from every one of my colleagues. Although I have seen my colleagues face it at some points, yes, it does exist. But for me personally, I haven't. So,
Very nice that you have not
yeah.
encountered any such thing. So, as a student now we thought that from e-rickshaws to parents supporting to parents encouraging and heritage aspect of it. Now, what do you think are your feelings about as a student in tourism who is pursuing tourism course, and what challenges do you face? And do you think is it the same curriculum will do, and is it okay with are there any other things which you want to share it with the audience?
Okay. So as a student, like I did my graduation from Andhra Pradesh, Vijayawada. So the way you have told, I have seen it for 5 years. I stayed there. I have seen the thing. So I agree whatever you have told about there. So coming to my question. Firstly, I went basically I'm from Bihar, but I went from Bihar to Andhra Pradesh to pursue my graduation in travel and tourism. So all the people surrounded, like you have taken like which course is the people are not much familiar with this
Where
course.
did you do your course from?
Vijayawada Maristella Women College.
Okay, that's good.
So like the people surrounded us, they used to ask my parents, "Ki why did you send your daughter from here to go there? Like there is no life, there is no future in this travel and tourism." Then even like till now, I keep explaining my parents, I'm gonna do this, but it's really hard to make them understand first of all. So I just told them, it's okay, just support me. I'll do something and show you. So you will understand through that. So and as a woman, as a girl child, only I'm the girl from like the whole family background that I have taken this course, and none of the people supported me basically, because they always tell ki there is no future. You will sit in a counter and cut the ticket, you will go wash the vessel, you will go wash the clothes, these all things comes up. So but it's okay, my parents is there, they are not questioning anything, they are supporting, but I have to show them ki there is a life, there is a good future in this background also.
That's very good that she has come all the way from Andhra Pradesh to Rajasthan, right?
I think I have noticed this more in travel tourism. I think that travel tourism colleges need to, this is on the lighter side, need to have, like you have FDP program for faculty development. I think you should have parents development program before giving admission. I think once you sensitize them, I think half of the problems faced by such students will be taken care. Thank you.
Agree. Parent development program you need to consider and say. And at the end of the day, also most of the parents ask where we might placement is also a big challenge which you actually find. I'm coming to INTACH. What are the public-private partnership programs which you intend to facilitate in Ayodhya and anticipating that tourism avalanche which we are going to get in Ayodhya?
Actually, we in TAC, we have also partnered with the UP Tourism. And there are, in fact, some of the programs of UP Tourism that we have already started since last 2 years. And we are now more into becoming partners with them in many more programs. And they are themselves coming up with a lot of proposals for that. Secondly, the thing is that in Ayodhya, in most of the schools, now we have started up the tourist hobby groups. Hmm? So these tourist clubs that are there, they are also kind of helping the children to understand the nuances of tourism. And without leaving the city, going out, migrating, and looking for a vocation elsewhere, we are now trying to build them up into tourist entrepreneurs. So for that, we have also started off with the heritage curriculum. So from the very beginning itself, the schools are taking up heritage curriculum so that they actually understand the importance of the heritage and how we can use it for the development of tourism too. In addition to this, there are a number of government agencies who actually have already started coming to us, and we also tie up with them whenever any such tourism program is there. And like if I talk about DTORR, we were not really much aware about it, but they came to know about this, and then they came to us, and then now we are partnering with them. So like this, automatically things are happening, and we are getting into a lot of public participation.
It's a very positive sign where we are collaborating. And of course, collaboration only works then competition. Very rightly said by sir. Sir, I'm very impressed with your pink rickshaws and other things. So please suggest something out of the box for all the women entrepreneurs and women students. This is something from your heart.
I think, being from Goa, we, to a large extent, you can't compare Goa with respect to the rest of India. With respect to family, there's not much of gender discrimination which is happening in Goa. In fact, my current FOI, 30 are girls and 30 are boys. So that is never has been an issue. So that part is automatically taken care of. Okay, and we have women who have been entrepreneurs in Goa. So to it first, I said the basic thing is sensitization of the parents. That is where it starts from. Okay, and then comes the ecosystem, because if your ecosystem is not tuned up, then the moment you come out of the house, what are you going to do? Okay, so it is not a one shot solution. It is a long term solution for the society to grow up slowly, slowly. And I think a lot of things have already started happening. Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. Okay, the fact that our Prime Minister went about on the first time on the Red Fort and we should build toilets. Nearly 30% or 20% of the students used to be drop out, girl students, when they attained puberty level in school level. Okay, so that itself, that was the first hurdle which is taken care of. So when I talk about the ecosystem, there are a lot of issues which have been taken care, and slowly, slowly, I think we are going to take care of it, because again of the awareness, because whether you take internet or the connectivity, and the women who have been coming from the social background, whatever challenges which they have faced, and they have made it, they're also giving it back to the society. I think that is the most important thing. So it's man talking about women empowerment is good, but women talking about through her experience and her family support, that is the best thing to happen. Thank you.
You don't require questions. That is, it's very important. The Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao Andolan has really increased the lot of footfalls, or rather admissions in the schools and other things. So when it coming to the way that we are educating at the basic level, ma'am, what do you think about the safety level of the women tourist in India? What do you, can you just safety aspects of the tourism.
Very true. In this forum, we are talking about women in tourism. I will set one or two examples first, facts first. See, at my home, I am the queen. Before marriage, I used to decide what the places we need to travel. And after marriage, by default. So I always decide where to travel with my husband. Okay. So I'm the person. Yes. Since 2008, I'm into academics. 95% batches I get where much more number of girl students they are coming for travel and tourism. It may be it UG or PG. That is a very good sign. And in case of women who are traveling alone or maybe in a women's group, so sometimes it is very very challenging. I travel with my friends, girls like girls gang. Sometimes I travel alone, very challenging. But I would say that we are gifted with six senses. Normally, male they are gifted with five senses. We are gifted with six senses. We have to use that. That is very very important. We have to sense. We have to what is going to happen or what is happening around me is very important. More than that, if we are traveling alone, if we are traveling in a girls group, okay, so it is very important to have a in-depth research on that particular place. I have to book tickets, hotels, everything in such a way that I have to minimize the own societal risk. This is very very important. And more than that, the most important thing is stop thinking that you are a girl, you are traveling alone. दिस इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. आप लोग जब तक सोचोगे कि मैं लड़की हूं तब तक आप लड़की हो. आप सोचो कि मैं एक इंसान हूं. और never ever think that you are traveling alone. You are traveling with all your senses. You are traveling with a very happy mind. You are traveling with a number of gadgets, modern gadgets we are having. So all facilities are there. Just you have to use that. So पहले वो लड़की सोचना बंद करना है. Okay, so it is not like, solo travel or group travel. Okay, yes, industry must be little, open with that. There are a number of travel agencies now coming in eastern part of India. They are providing, tour packages only for girls. Sometime tour packages which is managed and, hosted by, run by girls. These are the good initiatives. But still, 2023, in a conclave, we are sitting here and we are discussing on women in tourism. Why we are not discussing men in tourism? Okay, why we are in a different, we are making the differentiation. That is very very important. And obviously charity begins at home. आप अगर अपने सिस्टर को अकेले घूमने दोगे, आप अगर अपनी वाइफ को अकेले घूमने दोगे, तो ये अकेले घूमने का कॉन्सेप्ट ही नहीं आएगा, रिस्क का कॉन्सेप्ट ही नहीं आएगा. We are creating our own risk. That is very true.
It is a point to be very well said that yes, the day will come when, आत्मनिर्भर भारत की जब हम बात कर रहे हैं कि आत्मनिर्भरता सबसे पहले हमारा साथ ही आता है. That's very nicely articulated, ma'am. Soumya, now the thing is, like, we were talking about women empowerment and why women discrimination. So what challenges, like apart from the work or any other thing, in the industry, like maybe because you're a woman, maybe a promotion not given, or because, did you find any of those small discriminations as a woman employee? Did you face anything in the industry?
For the discriminations, I don't think I have faced any such discriminations at my level in the corporate world. But yes, like there are a lot of things that run around. But majorly, I feel like being in a service industry, like ma'am also said, you have to be 24/7 into available, 365 days you have to be available. So being in a service industry, I think customer satisfaction, customer experience is the first thing that we need to cater. And that is something that we need to keep gender neutral. Be it a man or a woman, patience, team working, communication skills we have been talking from the past few days. So I think those are some qualities that one has to showcase, be it a woman or a man. You have to have patience when you are in such an industry. There are a lot of people, there are a lot of factors that are involved while improving a customer's experience. You need to work as a team. because there is sales, there are operations, there is after sales services are there. So you need to work together with your team members, and be it anyone, even if like you don't dwell with them, but you need, because customer is the ultimate god in the industry. You have to serve them. You have to work with your team together, like to just smoothen out the process.
Yes, that was definitely, we know that it plays an important role on handling the customer client. एक छोटी सी चुटकुला सर, कस्टमर केयर, तो मैंने मैनेजमेंट क्लास में ऐसे पूछा है, कस्टमर केयर क्या होता है? तो जो कष्टों से मरते हैं वो कस्टमर है। जो कष्टों से मरते हैं वो कस्टमर है। तो मैंने बोला आपकी एंट्री इधर है, तो उनको केयर करने के लिए वी हैव कस्टमर केयर, एंड मोस्ट ऑफ द कस्टमर केयर कॉल सेंटर्स एंड अदर थिंग्स आर ड्रिवन बाय वुमेन, एंड मोस्ट ऑफ देम आर नाउ loved by all the, it's open to the, that we are 20% safety part are also taken care. The last part of it, what we want to do, what are your future plans in tourism as a girl student?
Truly speaking, not yet decided.
The confusion,
Still confusing. Okay, but main thing, I love exploring the world. Like from childhood, I have been away from my parents, so like I didn't stick in one place. I keep on moving. I did schooling from one place, college from one place, master from. So my is like I love traveling. So basically, my thing is I would love to open my own agency. Okay, so where I should be the founder, I should be the CEO. So that brings the girl empowerment, women empowerment, where we'll be leading the world, we'll be leading the people from one place to another place. We'll be guiding them, and we'll be spreading the knowledge. Where like so that is a small kind, but seriously speaking, not yet decided. Let's go by flow.
That was very thoughtful. So, in spite of that, that means we have to next time more reinvent ourselves to give you more focus as to what to be given very specifically. After Aman's talk, it was very clear that how a job has to be very clearly defined and how it has to be. So, those kind of insightful thoughts would have given you much more understanding about how to take it up. So just to sum up, it was a very, very.
I just want to, especially, ma'am talked about woman solo traveler and allowing then independence. We need to understand our country is a spectrum, okay? One side you have places, perhaps like Gujarat, some part of Western India, Goa, where women can freely travel alone anywhere, anytime. There are some other places in India where in daytime also there's a question mark. So when you are talking about traveling in India, we need to also keep that in mind. We have not reached a level where the whole country is evolved and we are at one platform and we can address the whole country at a time. No, that has not come. So even especially ladies, girls traveling, you should check what is the system, how the things are happening. I'm sure many of us will agree, prior to Mr. Yogiji coming as a CM, how many would have talked about UP the way we have talked today? Thank you.
In addition to that, I will just say that if girls are planning for solo travel or maybe group travel, girls group, so first you do research on the place you want to visit. That is very, very important. Try to take all the background story, background information. Go for a good, safe hotel. Do not compromise with price always. Okay. Go for safety, security, and obviously smart gadgets we are having. So you just take the phone number of local ambulance or maybe hospital, police station. You are blessed with two eyes, but extra 2, 3 eyes we have to build up. So that is very, very important. दो आँख तो दिए हैं भगवान ने, तो वो तो देखने के लिए चला जाएगा, जगह को देखने के लिए. बाकी 2, 4 आँख खुद को बनाना पड़ेगा, जो आँख हमेशा ओपन रखना पड़ेगा कि what is happening around me. That is very, very important.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Two eyes and then more insightful way of looking at. So rightly said, sir, a coin has both the sides. A destination is safe and a destination is unsafe also. It's up to us as a tourist. It is not that men are not being mishandled as many destinations. It's only at the women. But yes, tourist destination with mass tourism, with more of other aspects of tourism coming into it. So safety and security are to be taken on the as a coin on both the sides, as was said by sir. And safety issues and women empowerment, as madam rightly said, and started with mother as the first, and home is the first school, mother is the first teacher, right? So that's where the value system are also brought about, and ma'am talked about a very good PPP model where public-private partnerships like DTORR and others are coming up, integrating academia, integrating industry, integrating the young entrepreneurship and other things. And now to Soumya, yes, the very good startup idea, women on wheels, women on travel with pink travel. So Uttar Pradesh can actually start copy this idea, or rather implement the pink taxi system or anything where we can give the women entrepreneurship here itself. And in fact, Ola and Uber also are tying for the women travelers. They, Bombay and Metro already, Delhi already has women drivers, like Uber and Ola already have this. So these are certain things where we can actually come into it. Maybe I feel more safe in the night Bombay traveling with a female driver there. So these are certain things which you can also start thinking up and coming up. So with the pylon driver setup which has come up with as a startup, that was a very good. Then you can think about women pylon drivers. So I will be the first person to sit there and travel throughout, So that's how those concepts can also be created. And we give, rightly given